hi, Kat.
Hi.
Hi. We have just watched your video and it's fantastic. It made me laugh. It made me think. And I think the speakers that are coming up in our other talks are going to have a lot to live up to with that. So thank you so much for doing that. I loved the look of your plush office that wasn't actually your office. So
Oh, I know,
gutted
me
about that.
too. I go and hang out there whenever I can.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few questions before we open this up to the audience and get their questions. So I'm going to ask you about school, because everyone who's watching is in school at the moment, probably, or at that sort of age. So how did you find school? Did you enjoy it? Was it okay, good, bad? What was your experience?
Yeah, so when I first heard this question from you, because you sent me them this morning, my overriding answer was yes, I love school. I loved it.
Okay.
But then as I've been thinking about it throughout the day before we spoke, I thought, well, did I? Like, because that was a bit rubbish, wasn't it? So yes, the reason why I have such happy memories of school is because I got to hang out with my friends every
Mhm.
day. And looking back, when you leave school, you don't appreciate the fact that you're hanging out with your best friends every day, all day, every day. You go to class together, you have lunch together, then you get home and you text each other and you ring each other up because you've not seen each other all day, even though you have. And so yeah, I loved it because of that. But there were times in school where I'm not sure if I can say this, but I used to get sent out of class quite a lot for talking,
Really? I don't
because
know.
I could not keep my mouth shut. And I just constantly, I feel really bad saying this because I know there's going to be teachers listening, but it was me. It was me. I was always the one getting told, you will be separated, Miss Smith, because I was called Miss Smith then.
Yeah.
You will be separated from, it was always me and Kelly chatting all the time in school. Anyway, yeah. So there was that, and I found some subjects pretty hard. And you always get the teachers that you really gel well with.
Mm.
You get those teachers where you're like, I don't feel like you get me at all.
Yeah.
And those ones, like, luckily I left with the memory of those teachers that got me. They
Mhm.
saw me and they understood me and they saw through my silly behavior and my chatting, and they motivated me, and I wanted to do well for them specifically.
So what did you do for your sort of the exam time, so GCSEs and A levels? So were you quite academic, or you said there were some subjects you weren't that keen on, so
Yeah. So I was, I mean, was I academic? Probably not. But I mean, yes and no. Do you know what? It was all for me. It was all about my interest. So if
yeah.
I was interested in the thing, I would I would go all in, and I would work so hard, and I'm still like it now. It's something I'm interested in and I want
Hmm.
to do it. And especially if it was a teacher that I wanted to do well for. I mean, I could have just done well for myself, but I always felt like I needed to do well for that teacher because they'd invest
Okay.
their time and energy in me and help me understand. I had this incredible maths teacher for GCSE maths, and I had historically been terrible at maths. I had got 35% in one maths exam at one point, which my dad reminds me of on a regular basis. And I'm like, Dad, I'm 37 years old. You don't keep reminding. Did I say 37%? And no, 37 years old.
Yeah. Oh.
Um, so I got that, and but then I had this incredible math teacher for GCSE, and she literally, like, I got an A. I got an A in
Wow.
GCSE math
And that's the
because
influence of the
of,
teacher.
yeah, Mrs. Reddish, and we all got an A. And I mean, she's a saint, amazing. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination of the teacher engaging with you on a personal level and being interested in the subject.
Okay, so how many GCSEs did you have to do? Because I know that I only did 9, and I think these days you do a few more than that in school. So
Really?
how many did you
I
have to
did
do?
9. Yeah, I did 9 as well.
So what did you do GCSE wise? What were your subjects?
What did I do? I did English literature, English language,
Yeah.
French, Spanish, maths, physics, chemistry, biology, and I did one religious studies a year early because
Okay.
we all did, and then another religion. So they're oh yeah, so we've got 10.
You got 10 with the 2 religion ones, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, cool. And some languages in there as well. Have you used
yeah.
those?
Sí, hablo mucho español. Yeah, I still
Oh.
I love a bit of Spanish. I was interested in Spanish and I
Mm.
found it I found it made a lot of logical sense in my mind because a lot of the words are similar, and
Yeah.
it's a language where you can deconstruct the way that sentences are constructed and the way that words are used, and you can sort of like work it out. Whereas
Okay.
French, I mean, I had to learn my French off by heart and memorize it
Okay.
because I found it difficult. It didn't feel that logical. It was more artistic than logical to me.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong, but
So A levels, what did you do after GCSEs?
so because I wanted to go to medical school,
Okay.
I did, yeah, and back in those days, in the olden days, before the year 2000, they told everyone, well, I got told that you needed to do all three sciences.
Yeah.
But these days, I know for a fact that I could have done chemistry, biology, and Spanish, and I'd probably be
Hmm.
a consultant by now talking to you about all the vascular surgeries that I'm doing on a
Do you
daily basis.
think? Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I would have done well in, in Spanish A level. Physics A level, however, I did not do well in. I got an A. So I went from got straight A's in my GCSEs, apart
Yeah.
from biology, which I got a B, and I got an A star in Spanish and French and religion. Catholic school. But I actually was interested in religion, not because I'm not religious at all. I'm an atheist, total atheist, but I'm interested in religion from like a cultural perspective.
Hmm.
I wanted to know what other people believed. But yeah, A level wise, so I did the three sciences because I wanted to go to medical school, and I got biology an A. Also got general studies, so I'm going to put general
Yeah.
studies in there because it makes it sound like I've got another A because you get an A in
Yeah.
general studies. And I got a C in chemistry, and I got an E in physics. Oh man,
But it didn't put you off the sciences in the end.
no,
So
not
what
at
did
all.
you decide to do after that?
So I did biomedical science and physiological science, which is it was a dual honors degree where you started off doing all of biomedical. So you learned everything from microbiology, pharmacology, neuroscience, renal physiology, all of that stuff.
Hmm.
And then you could choose to specialize in one particular thing or stay with the generic biomedical science, or you could go on to medical school.
So had you applied to a university for medical school that you wanted to go to and then sort of hadn't planned for anything else
Yeah,
and
exactly.
sort of
Yeah, so
didn't
I
know
had
what you're
my
doing?
three provisional offers, and
Okay.
from King's College London, Queen Mary in Westfield, and another one, Liverpool maybe. Um, and so yeah, I phoned them anyway just to be like, can I still
Just in
come?
case.
They were like, no, definitely
Oh,
you can't come. Definitely can't come. That's what a provisional offer is. It was based on you getting those grades, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh please. Cried a little bit on the phone to them,
Oh,
please. No. They were like, yeah, best of luck, Miss Smith. Goodbye. I'm like,
oh
ah, the
no.
place.
So
Phoned
where
up
did you end
clearing
up
and the
going then with clearing? Where did you end up?
I went to, do you know what? It all turned out like I wouldn't change it. At the time, it was like the biggest drama known to humankind. And I was like, my life is over. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
But then now, looking back, there's no way because I went to Newcastle Uni. I
Okay.
had the best time in the world. It's a great uni, great nightlife, really friendly people, really just family orientated city where like people, like your friend and their parents and their grandparents would all be out for a night out, and then you go
All
to the pub
together.
on Sunday. Yeah, all of them, the whole generation,
Yeah.
the whole three generations, and then you go to the pub on a Sunday for Sunday lunch, and then they'd be there with their families, and I'm like, oh, this is love. This is a great
Amazing.
place. I think I would literally love to be in academia my whole life learning about physiology, but I had to go and earn some money.
Yeah. And then that's what took you into the digital world then after uni. And
Yeah.
that's where you've ended up.
Exactly. Yeah, I went
Yeah.
to digital by accident,
Hmm.
and actually found my home. So yeah,
Fab. Okay, well, we're going to leave it there because I think we'll leave the questions for sort of how you ended up in the digital world for the audience. So thank you very much for sharing that and being very honest about results and other things because not everyone would be. So that's brilliant. Thank you so much. We'll
you're
talk to you.
welcome. Thank
We'll talk to
you.
you. We're going to talk to you live now in a minute or so.